out a casket and a burial vault if it's required by the cemetery. Here in a little bit, when you go in to look, I'll come back out and call the cemetery to make sure, if it's required or not. I'll go in and give you, this is our casket and outer burial container price list. I'll just give that to y'all to carry in. Everything's marked in the selection room and we can look at it. Real quick, I'm going to just explain a little bit about the different sizes and types of caskets. Our 20 gauge carbon steel is the thinnest and lightest weight. Also on a price point, it's probably on the lower end of prices that we have. These can come gasketed. Most of the time they're non-gasketed. And when we go in, I'll show you the difference between gasket and non-gasket. What it does is it simply, puts some more of a seal on the casket to retard any elements going in and out of the casket. 18 gauge is a medium thickness. It's a medium weight with cathodic protection. And then our 16 gauge is the thinnest and heaviest weight. The metals go from, or thickest and heaviest weight, I'm sorry. 20 gauges is thin. It's just the matter of amount of sheets of metal that it takes to put together on the casket. As far as burial vaults, we've got a few selections of burial vaults. We've got the concrete vaults by Wilbert. They have a patent rubber seal, and I'll show you that as well when we go in. And they actually place a 50-year warranty on their concrete vaults. And then you can also use a grave liner. It's a polypropylene. It's a plastic material. It's also pretty durable, but it doesn't retard any of the external elements such as water and corrosion and that. So I've also got a little thing here of the different interiors that you can pick for each casket. We'll take this in the selection room with us, and you can, use it to go along with, look at the caskets that we have, put one of these materials up next to it. You can choose any of these materials to go in any casket. And here in the office is also a book with the different caskets in it. The ones that aren't on my display, you can look through the book too if you don't see one in the selection room that you like, okay?
Okay.
Let's go on into the selection room, if y'all are ready. And I'll show you a little bit about some of the caskets. This one that we're showing right here is an 18 gauge carbon steel. This is the medium thickness casket. You can see on this one it's a brushed finish. You can see how the lines are going through it. There's all kinds of finishes, like this one over here is just a spray finish with the brush on the sides. As far as the gasket, here's the rubber gasket that they put on. When the lid comes down, it simply puts a seal, and then you lock the casket down. And
Is it sealed completely off?
Not 100%. They can't guarantee, that it will 100%, but it does. What they simply say is it retards any external elements, but it doesn't completely eliminate them.
Okay.
This is 18 gauge. This casket down here would be the 20 gauge.
Is that one
This
has a
is-
seal on it too?
This one will not have a seal here. That's kind of what we call our 10-10 special. It's on the bottom of our price point list, As far as the caskets, the explanation there, you've got all these color choices and everything, and I'll give this to you for y'all to look at. If we'll step over here, I want to show you the burial vaults as well. This is Wilbert's selection. We have the Cameo Rose Triune. These, what they do in the lid, I'll show you here. They put that patented seal in this. It's like a rubber seal they put down in this groove, and what it does is it sits over the wedge here.
Kind of like
And
a gasket.
it gasket.
Casket.
They work kind of the same. With this patent, deal that they have, they can warranty it for longer times. This Cameo Rose is warranted for 75 years. And, that's a warranty carried through.
And why do we need these, vaults again?
It may be required by your cemetery, and here in a minute, I'm gonna step out and call your cemetery and, make sure. The concrete vault is the most durable, it takes the most impact from the ground. In a cemetery, your, backhoe comes through to dig other graves and drive all that weight on top of the ground, but with a concrete vault and their warranty that they have, it keeps these from caving in and caving into the casket as well.
So this would be a better option than the other one you're telling us about?
As far as durability, it will be the better option.
Okay.
Price point, there's a big difference between the two.
Okay.
There's all kinds of color options, also price options. This is our most popular, probably, is the Monticello from Wilbert, it being in the mid-range of the price point.
Okay.
And then just real quickly, I'll show you the polypropylene. These are also pretty durable, but like I said, it doesn't have any kind of seal on it that retards any of the external elements, water, but it will hold up to ground impact.
Does the top just sit on, or?
What happens, like when you come to the cemetery, the casket will be lowered, it actually goes like this. The casket will be lowered, the casket will sit on the base, and then they pull the top over and put on top after, when we start the burial process. I'm just gonna leave y'all in here, if that's okay, to pick out what you want. I'm gonna go call your cemetery and see if it is required to